Hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my channel and to another STAMPtember limited edition exclusive video. Today's collaboration is with Pink and Main. Always highly anticipated, always super cute. And like always, I will link to the Pink and Main product line with the rest of the supplies. Very much worth checking out. They have a lot of great cute images, regular stuff, die sets, all sorts of things. So highly recommend checking them out if you are not familiar with Pink and Main. So this is the Reindeer Kisses set. And yet again, I couldn't pick just one. It's like I need to stamp them all. So I inked them up with Simon's black ink and stamped them onto Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock. And then I am coloring these in with Copic markers. As always, any alcohol markers would work. And even though I went with all four of the images, the coloring was pretty basic because I just kept them all the exact same. So I did sort of a lighter brown shade on all these reindeer. And I really, really love these like big bobbleheads they have and little faces. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think they're just hilarious and adorable. So like always, I work generally darkest to lightest with my alcohol markers. It's just a convenience thing. So add in the darkest, go in with the medium, and then do the lightest. Quite often lately, I've been doing more like 2-color blends, things like that. It kind of just depends on the images and what I'm doing and my mood, really. This time I did more colors, especially because with their big bobbleheads, there's more space. So it helps to have, on average 3 shades, sometimes 4 if you really want to get into like building like depth and all that, but usually 3 does the trick. So once I had their little faces and bodies colored in, added a little bit of pink for their cheeks and on the insides of their little ears. And then for their little hooves, I just used warm grays. Again, this was super quick and simple. As always, I have sped this up in editing. I do not color this quickly. Sometimes it would be nice if I could. I would much rather I wish I could move this quickly when I'm cleaning, when you're doing the tedious things that are not very fun. Coloring I enjoy. So anyway, for their little antlers, I went with different brown shades, just to give them that look. And then same thing, darkest to lightest. And just working my way through all these little images. And then once I get their little antlers colored in, now we're going on to the accessories, which is super fun. And you can do whatever color combo that floats your boat. For these ones, I was in a pink mood. Kind of took it literally with Pink and Main. I was like, let's go pink. Anything would look cute here, though. You could do traditional holiday colors, whatever floats your boat. I wanted to go with pink, so I pulled out some of the RVs, which these ones I always have to remind myself when I'm coloring with these ones that they look very, very neon when you first put the color down. They do dry back a little bit, which isn't typical of most alcohol markers in my experience, but these super bright pinks just tend to be like that. So colored everything in, and with these ones I just stuck with the same sort of blending colors, and the other areas, like the second gift, the stripes on their scarves, things like that, I just used the lighter shades. So then I've got like a darker pink and a lighter pink. Still keeping it sort of simple, but giving the 2 different shades, so to give a little bit of differentiation between them. And then just the warm gray, that dark warm gray for their little noses, because I'd forgot about that. And then the same browns to do the little hot cocoa. And then these were done. And once they're done, I took my white Jelly Roll pen, the Jelly Roll 10 pen, and added random little lines and dots for highlights. As usual, not really following any rhyme or reason, just sticking them wherever. Wherever I thought they would look good, enhance their big old heads. Seriously. Like, I just can't with these. They're so ridiculously cute. So off camera, I white heat embossed one of the sentiments from the set onto some brown cardstock. Specifically, it was Fawn's chocolate cardstock. And die cut everything, set those aside. My card bases are Simon's cotton candy cardstock. These are all top folding A2 cards, so 4¼ by 5½ inches. And I put my card bases into my MISTI. I didn't realize until when I was done that I was still like zoomed in and filming, but I put the card base into my MISTI and I used yet again the white Christmas text background stamp. I told y'all that I'd be using this one a lot. So I'm stamping it onto all of these card fronts with Simon's white pigment ink. And yeah, had all my card bases. I had 4 images. I was like, I'm going to do 4 cards. So stick each card base in there, ink up the stamp with a white pigment ink, press it onto the card front, and then just repeat. And then once I had all of these card bases stamped with that, cleaned off the stamp, cleaned off the grip mat in my MISTI, and then I'm going to stamp the insides of the cards. I'm going to take another sentiment from that stamp set, and I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to ink that up and stamp that with the black ink. And I just wanted to make sure I had it low enough because I want to stamp all the little characters on the insides as well, just to finish everything off. So got the sentiment lined up, and then same thing, just rinse and repeat. It's like ink up, stamp the inside of one card base, and then just keep repeating the process. I talk about this a lot. If I'm doing multiples, you do everything, you do all the same things at once, you know? So I'd stamped all the main images at once. I did all the coloring at once. I made all my card bases. I stamped all the like the fronts of the cards. I then stamped all the sentiments, etc., etc. And then it just, you know, you just repeat and you go get things done somewhat faster. So after I stamped the sentiments on the inside, I then lined up each of the characters, and those I inked up and stamped with Simon's Carnation Positively Saturated ink. Just finishes off the insides. So ridiculously cute. So for my embellishments, I pulled out this oldie but goodie. This is the Dancing Snowflakes wafer die from Simon. And I die cut some darker pink cardstock from that. If you wanted, you could line the cardstock with a double-sided adhesive before die cutting, but again, I rarely ever do that, and I don't have a problem with liquid glue, so I just put dots of it here and there. You don't need much. So I put the liquid glue on the back of the die cut, glued that to the card front, and then just put one of my acrylic blocks on top of it to hold it down, went on to the next one, and again, repeat, repeat. So once I've got all of my little snowflakes adhered, while I had die cut the snowflakes, I also die cut tags from scraps of white cardstock using one of the CZ Design nested tags wafer die. And I die cut my tags from the scraps of white cardstock. The little reinforcers I die cut from scraps of that same brown cardstock that I used for the sentiment. And I also die cut extra pieces for the sentiment that I will back. I'll get to that in a minute. So I'm going to adhere the little reinforcers to these little tags. Just gives it that little extra something. So got those assembled, and then I decided to add splatter, of course. Is anyone surprised? So I'm going to add white and pink splatter to these because why not, you know? So got the little reinforcers, and then I set those aside, and then I'm going to put my cards into my splat box. I'm going to start with my white gouache. So applied a decent amount of that to my little palette, and then I'm going to just add some water to this to thin it out. And then I'm going to add a pretty good amount of splatter to these card fronts. And after I splatter the first 2, I then put just a scrap of paper into my splat box. Since I'm not working on separate panels, I'm actually, the whole card is here. So I didn't want to get paint and gunk smeared on the back of these because my splat box has multiple layers, years of splatter, all kinds of sludge. So took the card bases out, and then I just put a piece of scrap paper just to protect the backs of my cards, absorb any excess, whatever. And then again, just repeat. So I get all the white splatter in place. And then once I have the white splatter, to make pink splatter, you could do, I've shown in other ways, like just smushing like a dark pink ink onto my palette and mixing with the gouache, that works. But this time I just pulled out some picked raspberry distress paint and just mixed that in with whatever little gouache was left on my palette. Added a little bit of water to that too, because the picked raspberry paint, mine has gotten pretty thick. I think this one is a fairly thicker paint. Some of the distress paints have a much thinner consistency because Reindeer doesn't add fillers to their paints. So that's why some will be more liquidy, some will be more thick. It just depends on the color. But for splatter, I just add a little bit of water to it and I'm good to go. So for my final little embellishment on the tags, I pulled out some MISTI ribbon. I don't have a link for this. I've had this stuff for years. This is like a nod to the OG, like way back in the day. This is some of the ribbon that I've actually kept because I have full rolls of a lot of these colors of the sheer ribbon with the polka dots. So I threaded that through the tags and then tied them in little bows, because it's just super cute. And then once I had those in place, to adhere the tags to all of my card bases, I'm going to put Big Momma foam tape on the back of them. I'm also going to put Big Momma foam tape on the back of the sentiments, but to add just an extra little bit of dimension just on its own, like I had said, I die cut just scraps of that brown cardstock. This cardstock's a little bit thinner, so this just gives it just that little bit of extra. I originally wasn't going to put foam tape on the back of these, but ended up changing my mind. So I put Big Momma foam tape on the back of the tags. This will just pop them up a smidge, creates a little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to put, like I said, the foam tape on the back of the sentiments. And then I also put it on the back of all the little reindeer characters. Because this foam tape is super thin. It's only like 1/32 of an inch. Because most standard foam tape is 1/16 of an inch. This Simon's Big Momma foam tape is half as thick as that. So super thin. That's why I love it so much, because it just does not create like a whole lot of bulk. So put it on the back of the tags, put it on the back of my little characters, and put it on the back of the sentiments. And I did all that in one, just sat and put foam tape on the back of everything. So once I had that all in place, I had popped the tags onto the cards, and then I popped the little characters on, making sure to match up the character on the front of the card that I'd stamped on the inside, just to keep everything consistent. And then once all those were adhered, I pulled out some little clay hearts from my stash, and that just finished them off. I have these little brown ones, these little coffee bean clay hearts, and then I have a little Valentine mix that has red, white, and pink ones. So I just took a pink one and a white one and then added the little coffee bean color ones that just so happen to match perfectly. It's rare that things like that happen. Love it. So adhere those into place with little dabs of glue, and that finished off these cards. So we've got these little pink reindeer cards. I love them. These little characters are adorable, and again, highly recommend checking out Pink and Main's products if you're not familiar with them. Can't recommend them enough. So, like I said, I will have links to everything I used in the description box below the video, so you can just expand that and check it out if you're interested. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me, for thumbs upping and commenting, letting them robot overlords know you like what you see. And I will see you all very soon in the next video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!